Okay, so this is going to be a different video from the kind of videos I normally do. I normally just do random game videos or guitar videos, and I haven't even done one of those in a long time. But I wanted to make this video just so I would have something so that I can come back after the game comes out and just see how much was right about my speculation. So I want to do a bit of a analysis and speculation video on the trailer. We'll watch it through once. I'll pause it, point things out, and then afterwards I'll go and I'll scrub through and I'll discuss more and point more out. Okay, so right off the bat, you can see the Zen infestation. So that's cool to see the Zen coming back. There's also some volumetric lighting happening here. I watched another video. I'm not too technical into this, but apparently you don't need to see the light source with volumetric lighting, which you don't here, so that's really cool. But right off the bat you see this electricity over here, just like when the head crabs get teleported in Half-Life 1. And then we see a new creature here, if I go frame by frame. It almost appears like it has gliders or wings attaching its limbs, so this thing might kind of be like a flying squirrel. I wonder, that'll be interesting, but there's some speculation that these are the revivers, and I'll talk to that a bit later. So this is where we really see the physics come into play with VR, how interactive it's going to be. She pushes the bucket out of the way, you see the creature scurry away and crap goes flying, you know, typical hallmarks. But the thing now that I can't unsee is that this bottle here goes flying towards the player when it shouldn't. At most it should fall over because of the head crab moving this piece of cardboard or whatever it is here. See, like, that should have never happened, and I can't not see it. You see some great subsurface scattering here. It's an old technology at this point, but it's nice to see. If we just go back frame by frame here, you can see that this bottle just goes flying forward for no reason. And well after the head crab even leaves the ground, I might say. Oh, you probably won't even notice that in game anyway.
Alyx? Alyx!
I'm here. So what's the plan?
Okay, so right there, that sounds like Merle, the original voice actress for Alyx. So you can clearly hear in this trailer that there's multiple voice actresses for Alyx, so we don't quite know what's happening yet. Maybe you start off as a younger Alyx and then it'll flash forward, or we don't know. There's some speculation on time travel, but I don't believe that and I don't even want to discuss it. So here we see a really nice shot of the Citadel mid-construction. Pay attention to all these power lines here. We'll come back to this later, but you can see in the distance there's a helicopter here, there's a gunship here, and I think down over here somewhere you see another gunship or a transporter, and then a Strider pokes up here, stands on top of a building apparently.
If we can get this weapon, what we're doing here could change things
Yeah, so you can see a dropship right here.
forever.
There's no straight.
Okay, right here, this is a really nice shot. I really like this. So we got the Combine guys here, and they're just kind of like pre-Combine. They don't have uniforms, they're just kind of wearing jumpsuits. But this gun is really interesting. It almost looks like the AR-2 from Half-Life 2, except he's got this backpack on, and I don't know if this, it almost looks like it feeds the gun. So I wonder if this is like an earlier version, but I actually think that this is a flamethrower. So there's a lot of speculation that we might have the cremators in this game, or the cleaners. They were like a beta enemy that we never actually saw in Half-Life 2. and I think they might be back in this in some aspect. But I feel like this looks more flamethrower, and there's a gun later on that you can see the Combine have that kind of also looks like an earlier version of an AR-2, but doesn't have like this rounded front. But it's nice to see the tic-tac-toe and the park and everything come back. The Striders look really cool here. So this is almost like a completely different Strider. If I go forward a few frames, you can see he's got some kind of a mechanical grill thing on his behind, like way more technology integrated into this guy. It's like they're used for building or something. But really cool. You can see they don't have a gun like the regular Striders do though.
To the vault.
This, the elusive ship, this is not the Borealis. I don't care what anybody says. This, in my opinion, is the Citadel, and we'll get back to that.
I'm gonna.
If you saw there, something actually drops out of it in the last few frames, right here. I don't know what it is, but
I'm gonna head inside. Find a way out.
puzzle mechanic, that looks cool. Okay, so she refers to a vault. I believe this is the vault door, and I'll explain more on that after.
I'm with you every step of the way.
The new character, Russell. This scene right here really shows off the LOD fall off. The character's a little blurrier here. The walls and textures around the pillars are blurrier. It might also be YouTube's compression too, but just the things they had to do to optimize.
Don't worry, it's unloaded. It's unloaded now.
Typical Portal style joke. You can see when she puts the mag in, even though on the gloves there's an ammo counter that I'll point out after, you can see the bullets through the side of the gun. So early, before you even get the gravity guns, you'll have to manually count the ammo, which I think is a nice touch. This looks like a modified M1911 to kind of give it the look of the USP in Half-Life 2. Alright, here there's a lot to take in this scene. So if we go back here. Alright, so you can see she's healing. There's a check engine light, presumably because her health is low. There's the ammo counter here. Nobody knows that these two lights are here. One nice touch about the way they did Alyx's hand models, and this is the straps for the gloves right here will sit in the exact same place as the straps on the index controllers. So I've been telling people to wear fingerless gloves underneath their index controllers and it'll be more immersive. So right here we see an Antlion grub, and it's legitimately just getting juiced for health. If you guys remember Half-Life 2 Episode 2, you could step on the grubs and they would heal you a little bit. So in this, they're actually showing them being juiced for the green juice that you see in other Half-Life games in the health machines. And kind of a little nod here, this little Combine technology thing. It's definitely an earlier version of their healing. So here, people are kind of talking about one-hit kills. He shoots his zombie once and the head crab falls off. I think that'll be good. I don't necessarily know about one bullet to the mid section. I would like them to be a little bit squishier than that, but we'll see what happens. Right here, there's a bug. When the zombie hits the ground, the zombie creates a ragdoll and then gets despawned, except he doesn't get despawned in the shot, and you can clearly see two bodies. Here, another shot, really good shot showing off some of the motion blur, which people don't really know why they're doing that in VR, but it looks really nice on a pancake screen. Here you can see more Zen infestation. If you pay close attention, the zombie actually puts its arm through the wall here.
Really picking up. They know you're coming.
More Zen infestation here. Here you get another shot of the Combine with the tanks on their back. There's one here that actually has like a compressed gas tank of some kind. So he could be one of the cleaners, but then there's guys in yellow hazmat suits later in the trailer too, so it's all speculation. But here you can see closer up view of the backpack the other guy had. So I don't know, I'm still kind of leaning on the fence that it's maybe like an AR-1, like a primitive version of the AR-2, and it requires a backpack to power it.
Coming. You need to get out of here.
Here you can see the Team Fortress Scout. Everyone's been pointing that out. I'm not a huge fan of Team Fortress, but it's kind of a cool nod. This is my favorite part of the trailer, showing off like just how immersive it's going to be, running up to the shelf and pushing stuff out of the way and reloading the gun.
Now.
There's a ammo counter here, everyone's pointed out. What I really like though is how she actually grabs 2 shells at once and puts them into the gun. I wonder how that's going to work on people that have Oculus Rifts and stuff and don't have the index controllers. If it's still going to do that, like, they kind of magneted together, so it might happen anyway, but we'll see. But you can see she loads 2 in, it goes to 2, and then she fires 1.
Oh God.
They've got Dad.
They're gonna find out.
Alright, this is another shot where you can see the gun. So, looking at this gun looks a lot like an AR-2, in my opinion. Just without, like, the stock and the weird pointy end. And they also have the backpacks. So it's really hard to say, but I really like this shot. The lighting's really nice. Clicks Phillip pointed out that you're inside an elevator here, which I never noticed, so that's cool. But you can also see a scanner in the background.
What he knows, and then
Classic Strider, the big appendage coming out of it. So I'm not sure if the other Striders are like a subspecies of Strider, or if they're the same species and they're just modified differently but from the Combine. But like, this is connected by an organic appendage, so it's hard to say. Really nice shot though.
and they're gonna kill him.
Now this is a really good shot too. You see, this is a fast head crab here. Looks like there's another one coming out of the toilet. You see them crawling on the roof and on the walls, and of course the barnacles. Really good showcase of lighting here too, but you see where it starts to break down a bit, but around the edges. But you wouldn't even notice that in VR.
All this is my fault.
Okay, so this shot here, if we frame it, they hide all the stuff in the few frames that you don't notice. So there's some kind of like heavier guy here with a weird gun that nobody's really pointed out yet. So it'd really be interesting to see what his deal is. But here's another shot of the dude with the aerosol tank on his back. He also has a gas mask, so, and it's hard to see what gun he has, but. And then they also have regular grenades on their chest. And I don't know what this guy is. I think he's a heavy or something. I can't remember what the symbol was. Other people were talking about it.
Fault. I never told you.
In this shot, you can see the map. You can see Russell again. Some kind of face appears here. People are speculating that's Alyx, except you're here, so I don't know. But in this writing here, it says Alyx 4640 or something. But so I'm assuming they're making some kind of a game plan, and this is like, okay, this is where I'm going in. This cup is me. That's kind of what I figure. I love this when he throws the box and all the packing peanuts come out and you can see the magazine for the gun. So these are going to be like the regular crates that you break on a regular basis in Half-Life 2. You can see when, at the very moment where it spawns in the broken parts of the crate, and then the crate just disappears. But like, when you're playing the trailer, you don't even notice that.
I couldn't. I'm so sorry, babe.
Okay, this shot. Again, hiding everything in the last few frames. You can see the barnacles up here, and you really only notice them if you pause and go through it. I don't know, this is a really good shot. I'm really stoked to be able to push Combine soldiers out of the way, but if you notice, the barnacles are really low to the ground. And another video I watched on this kind of mentioned this, because when you're in VR, it's going to be really disorienting to get pulled up like 20, 30 feet like you would in Half-Life 2. So I highly doubt the barnacles are ever going to be much higher than this. Someone also pointed out here that they may not be using screen space reflections. They may be going back to cube maps, which would kind of make sense in VR. But yeah, basic looking reflections here.
Right, baby.
Here, the most Zen-infested area of the game. This just looks so cool. I don't even really have anything to say here besides like nothing but throwbacks in this shot. You see all the little Zen lights and how they retract on themselves. That's really impressive. Don't really know what this is. I kind of feel like it's those needle spitter things, but as far as I know, those are only in Black Mesa and aren't like a Valve creation. So really hard to say what these are. They could be the spiky trees in the original Half-Life, but they don't really look the same, so it's hard to say.
You will not say.
This shot. Nobody really knows what this is. You can see Zen infestation here again. But this whole scene, for some reason, just screams Vortigaunt to me. So I feel like this is going to be something like a Vortigaunt hideout or something. Hard to say. It looks really nice, really cool shot. The next shot.
Safe.
You see the fast head crabs again. If you recall, the head crab in the start had really long spiky front legs and short stubby rear legs, and this guy has 4 legs the same length and they all go to a point. He walks a little fast. This guy here, I don't know, he kind of looks more like a poison head crab to me, but it's really hard to say.
Alyx Vance.
This part's really cool too. I spoke about not on the video, but to other people, about how I really like how you use gestures to pull things towards you. Like you grab onto something and you give it a yank, like there's an invisible rope attached to it, and it's not implemented like it is in other games where it's really janky, like Blade and Sorcery, for example, when you grab something from a distance and you kind of just use a button to bring it forward and back, and it just feels really janky. This way will feel super natural and really, really nice. So this seems like a grenade or something she's grabbing. She activates it. This shot's really cool. So we got like albino zombies. I wonder if these are just the regular zombies, but maybe just the lighting or what, but it looks like an albino zombie to me. But you can see a hazmat guy zombie, and you can see a flashlight attached to your left hand here, so that's really cool that you'll have hands free, you won't have to hold the flashlight. But this guy, so people I heard speculated twice now that you may be able to rip head crabs off zombies' heads, which I think is really cool. And if that's the case, then this guy would be an anti-rip head crab off heads head crab, if that makes sense. So because he's spiky, it'll injure you if you try to do that. But other people think it may be just a new reworked version of the poison head crab. I don't know. He looks scary though.
Not predict his fate.
Oh, and at the end there, you can see the same pistol from the start of the game, but it's got stuff added onto it here. Someone else pointed out that these holes down here are see-through though, while these are lights, so I don't know. It could be some kind of a charge or what, and then there's some lights here, and then some kind of like a casing, so it's like the gun is put inside a casing that holds the stuff on it. Next shot, this guy looks like a combine soldier or combine zombie of some kind. You can see he's kind of got like the armored collar here. And a flashlight, just like the cleaners. Another Zen infested area. So I feel like at one point in the game you're going to be in an extremely Zen infested area for a good chunk of the game. It'll probably be a whole chapter like that. Okay, so this guy actually looks similar to the dude in the previous shot. And now this goes back to the start when I said that little creepy crawly is speculated to be a reviver. So it's possible that they revive zombies after zombies are killed, because as you can see, this guy's a zombie, but he doesn't have a head crab. So perhaps he revives zombies and then they turn into these electric guys. That would be pretty crazy. So if that was the case, you'd have to scramble to kill the little reviver before he can revive these guys and make worse enemies. So here you can see the hazmat guys again. It's speculated that this is the same coat that Russell is wearing underneath his regular jacket.
Close your eyes, honey.
That's a really good shot. The antlines look so good now. I don't even really have anything to say. And then there's the line, "Close your eyes, honey," from episode 2. Gun's more modified here. This looks like the shotgun. And then the Citadel ship. Power lines again. And of course, we have G-Men at the end. G-Men looks super malicious and just great. Alright, so we'll go back. So I'll talk about my theory. So the biggest theory is the Citadel. I seem to be one of the few that when I first saw this, I immediately went, WTF, the Citadel starts as a spaceship. And it makes a lot of sense. So in the video, Alyx talks about the vault. They need to get the weapon from inside the vault, and there's no straight path to the vault. So some people are saying that this is the vault, and I strongly disagree. I think what the vault is if you guys remember in Half-Life 2, there was the Combine smart wall that basically creeps itself forward, devouring everything in its path. So my theory is that the Citadel is basically a mobile base of operations of sort. It came in through the portal storms. Something landed in City 17 that's of value to them. It's speculated it might be Zen crystals, which will enable them to build their teleporter. And if that's the case, that makes complete sense. But what I believe the vault is the interior of the smart wall. So something landed in City 17, the Combine wanted, they brought in a Citadel, they plopped the Citadel over top, they dropped a smart wall, the smart wall grows outward to contain whatever's inside, and that is referred to as the vault. And if you go forward here, this to me looks like a vault door. Here's the Combine smart wall, this looks like a vault door. And it opens like just enough to get people in and out. But it looks like it's just an old train tunnel, and they just plugged it up and used it as an entrance. You can see there's an Overwatch tower up here, there's Overwatch towers up here. So it's very possible that there's multiples of these vault doors around the wall, but I believe that this is the vault, and the ship is the Citadel. And the thing that tells that to me is in every shot of the ship, it's connected by multiple power lines. I believe the shot at the end is one of the first times you see it. It's, just got a couple wires running, just the minimum basic to get it going. The next time you see it, where's that shot here? Next time you see it, it's got way more power lines going in almost every direction. And it's powering up. At this point, I think it's powering up to get ready to start unfolding. And then when we see the actual Citadel, it's got all the power lines spread out in a cone shape around it in the exact same pattern, but there's much more, and it's very barren, like it's just a frame. And you can see the ships are bringing in wall panels and other stuff. So that's my theory, is that that's the Citadel ship. They came in, there's obviously something in the city they want. If it's Zen crystals, that makes sense for them to build there, because the Zen crystals are needed to build their teleporter, which is in the Citadel in Half-Life 2. And the vault is keeping them out. It's very possible that Alyx is misinformed. They think it's a weapon, and she needs to get in there and get it before the Combine do. Or there could be a weapon, there could be a completely different thing, but it still stands that I believe that that is the vault. This is the Citadel. This unfolds into the Citadel, and your mission in the game is to get inside the walls and get something and get out. Here's a really cool shot. Oh, here's Russell again. You can see he's got that yellow hazmat suit on. People are speculating this is where Alyx got her jacket from, because this looks a lot like the jacket she's wearing in Half-Life 2. But here you can see when she's powering up her gloves, those are microwaves. There's the microwave doors, you can see the locks, and if we keep going back, there's some weird particles here. I don't know what's going on with this. Those just look wrong to me. It's all the exact same particle, and it just doesn't look right. Oh, okay. So the buttons, oh yeah, the buttons are up here. So you can see it's got popcorn buttons. And it's like they were just plugged in, the clock's showing 12:01 or 12:00. The scene, again, pretty good. Typical Portal joke. But same writers who did Portal. Mark Laidlaw obviously doesn't work for Valve anymore, but apparently he was an advisor, or available to answer any questions the writers had, so that gives me hope.
Don't worry, it's unloaded.
And if you actually go frame by frame, and I did this before Clicks Phillip even did it, because I thought for sure the gun was pointing down, but it is actually pointing towards the windshield when it goes off. But you don't actually see the bullet tracer until the gun's pointing down.
It's unloaded now.
God, I just love that. The little mandibles that pop up just like the gravity gun when she grabs something. So it looks like there's, like it creates a beam, and it highlights the object that you're grabbing, and it's just like an invisible rope, and you give it a tug.
Combine-Kev is really picking up. They know you're coming. You need to get out of here, now.
Here again you can see the flashlight on her hand.
Oh god.
They've got you.
So, and also it didn't show ammo counter there on her hand, so I'm wondering if the guns that have the ammo counter on them won't show on your left hand. Here a lot of people were complaining that all the monitors were in the off position. It's kind of funny. Eli looks he looks different. Like he's got the Eli nose, but I don't know, something about him seems off to me, but that's just me.
Dad.
And he appears to be in like a missile silo or something.
They're gonna find out what he knows, and then they're gonna kill him.
All this is my fault. I never told you. I couldn't. I'm so sorry, baby.
You will not save him. Alyx Vance alone cannot prevent his fate.
So and there's saying Alyx Vance alone cannot predict his fate. So it's definitely calling back to when Eli dies. So there's a lot of speculation of what the deal is with that. Maybe there's a flash forward. Maybe somebody cuts a deal with the G-Man, and who knows.
Close your eyes, honey.
But yeah, I definitely think this shot is one of the first times you see the ship. But this part right here definitely looks like the top of the Citadel. So maybe it goes up on end, or it folds upward, or whatever, but I definitely feel like this ship is the Citadel. And yeah, that's my analysis video and speculation. And thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it.